Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. This week in car audio. Tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in, 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 tune in. This week in car audio. Yeah. Tune in, tune in, tune in. This week in car audio.
Oh, hello. Hey, Doug. It seems like every week you're running out of superlatives to describe me. So yes, let's do that. That sounds good. That's cool.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with my guest host, Jeffrey Fernandez. You guys missed all my awesome superlatives.
Oh, yeah. We just went through a whole skit. Now we got, it's too late.
All right, I got it fixed now, though. Now I'm going to share it. So, Jeffrey, anything exciting happened this last weekend? What was going on with you, sir?
This last weekend, man, just trying to stay warm out here in Texas, which is kind of weird. It's like freezing out here now, which they tell me that's not usually the case. But
yeah. So I hear all the time, like you guys had a frost, and
oh yeah,
you know, you
that
guys
was
had
like a couple years ago, and it was bad. It was bad.
Yep. What the heck is going on here? It's not. Let me do this. Share now. All right. Let me try this again. Share to a group. There we go. Yeah. What's his name? Wayne Harris and Celise were telling me that they had all kinds of frozen pipes they had to get fixed and all that. And they're even further south than you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thought you guys might like this. All right, now start sharing. Bam, bam. There we go. Now we got the share going on. So what do you got? You got anything coming up? Want to talk about? I mean, is the only show you got coming up right there behind you?
Actually, I just put on the calendar.
Okay.
Shows coming up in December, which you and I know is the Toys for Tots events. Yeah, so I got one Saturday, December 3rd in Redlands, California. It's brought to you by Gorilla Hertz.
Okay.
And Toon Time. It's going to be at Toon Time Stereo and Alarm in Redlands, California. It's going to be their 8th annual Toys for Tots event. I know it's kind of not in comparison to Mello's. I mean, how many years has he done it? But
I think it's 13 or something.
13. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So, I guess we're going to carry on the tradition down south in SoCal, Redlands, California. So, again, just to let people know, it's a Toys for Tots event. So, basically, in lieu of the registration fee, you would bring in a toy valued at over $20, and it'll get you into the competition. It's going to start at 11 a.m. in Redlands. That's Saturday, December 3rd. It's on the DB Drag Racing calendar. And then the following weekend, December 10th, I'm going to be hosting a Toys for Tots event at Crossfire Car Audio in Grapevine, Texas. So it's the same deal. Instead of bringing cash to register, you bring in a toy, unwrapped toy, to be donated to the Toys for Tots program. It's going to really help out the kids in need that wouldn't have a Christmas otherwise. So it's for a good cause. Make sure you guys come out. Both events are on the DB Drag Racing calendar. So check it out.
Hey, don't forget my Beaver Nuggies. Beaver Nuggies? The hell's Cal talking about?
You see Paul nodding his head. He knows what's up.
Okay.
So there's I don't know what you would call it. Some people call it a gas station. Some people call it a whole new universe. It's Buc-ee's. The name of the place is called Buc-ee's.
Okay.
And it's a gas station
in Texas.
In Texas. Well,
yes.
They branched out, which is kind of sad for a lot of Texans. But it's got over 100 gas pumps. It's got its own merch. Oh, you see, those are the Beaver Nuggets. And I like to call it's crack. It's like crack, you know.
Is it?
It's like pops on steroids.
Hey,
pops on steroids.
So Luis has a question for you, Jeffrey. If we do two classes, we bring in 2 toys, correct?
That is correct. But you're not limited just 2. You can bring in 3 if you want, 4, 5,
or
6,
7.
Or 7. It's totally up to you. But I mean, let's think about the kids. You know, you don't want to be cheap and just bring 1 toy and then want to do base race, top dog and all that. So think about the kids. So yes, to answer your question, Louis, yes. So it's 2 toys, 2 classes.
Calvin says, "It's my crack, and this is why I like Paul."
Okay. Okay. I guess so. Maybe Calvin's one of Paul's. What do you call it? He's
one of his nuts hangers.
No. I didn't say that, but you did. But a troll. I think that's what.
A troll.
It was trolls.
He says, "I won't be competing, but we bring a bunch of toys per usual. It'll cover somebody else's entry."
Yes, and that's totally okay with that.
Yep.
We've had people who say, "Oh, I totally forgot to bring a toy. Hey, you know what? So and so brought 10 toys. We got you covered. Don't worry about it." So,
and like I tell people all the time, this is an opportunity. If you don't compete and you think it's too expensive or whatever, you can never ever say that it's too expensive to bring a needy kid a toy, right?
Exactly.
So that's never a actual question, or that's not an acceptable response. But it gives you an opportunity to come in, compete, and try this out just to see if you like it. And everything happens for a good cause. Like I said, with the Mellows Auto, we typically get 2 8-foot by 10-foot trailers loaded to the gills that we take with us, and then like $5,000 or $6,000 that they take to the Shriners, and it's the Shriners and the battered women's shelter. So Kyle Hart says, "Hey Paul," along with Kevin Lortz. So chiming in there. So once again, sponsors of today's show: Puns Custom, Lots of Watts, Beating Up the Block, Lifestyle Apparel, Stolman LLC Transportation, and Crossfire Car Audio. Speaking of sponsors, we have a person who puts on shows, and to put on a show like his, you're going to need sponsors. Our guest today, Paul Galanos. Paul, what's going on?
How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Just fine. So why don't you tell us who you are, what you're doing, and why we got you here today?
I am a high-paid nobody that likes car audio, and I like having fun. That's about it.
High paid. You want to get married?
Pretty simple. What's up?
High paid.
High paid. You want to get married?
I'm
sure we can find a little something here.
We can talk after. I do take feet pics. Feet pics will get you in the door.
Wow.
So, why don't you tell us about your event?
So, we've had this event before. Different name though.
Okay.
I started it in 2018 because there's no big Houston shows, hardly ever. There's always some sort of little base competition going on, and meets and whatnot. I'm like, damn, Houston's so big. We're way bigger than Austin. They got freaking Heat Wave out there, which is like a massive show. I was it's about time to put something
Texas
big
Heat Wave.
in Houston. And I was like, all right, well, we're going to try something. I had this little stupid Facebook group, had like 2,000 people in it. Half of them were probably bots. And I'm like advertising in there thinking, oh, you know, we'll see. So I call this show Audible Carnage. And we got there, found a nice little venue. I couldn't find a venue to save my life because who wants to get told by the cops, turn it down, we're going to give you tickets, vacate the premises, blah, 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 you know.
Right.
So finally I said, you know, I'm about had it with these police. So I called the police. I was like, hey, where can I go and be like nuclear loud and y'all are not going to bother us? Like, we're not going to have to hear old women calling thinking it's the apocalypse. We don't need this. And they're like, oh, we have a venue that's the size of like 3.5 football fields. Like, excuse me? Tell me more. So I start talking to the guys. I went down there, scoped out the venue. This place is freaking massive. It's by the airport. And then it's the weekend, so there's nothing around this place. There's no houses. It's like, all right, that's the venue. So we did it. We had the show. I figured, man, if we can get like 100, 150 people out here, this would be pretty gangster. And then like 400 people showed up. But that wasn't even the part I tripped out about. It was pouring down rain the entire day. Like the entire day. It was horrible. And we had like 400 people through the gate. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's probably not going to rain next year. We'll do it again. Maybe we can get some more people. And then we did it again. Audible Carnage 2019. And we had like, I don't know, 700, 800 through the gate. I was like, all right, this is cool. Yeah. And then here came COVID. And it's like, well, there's no more gate.
Oh.
There's no show. You just sit at home and buy things on Amazon. And, you know, I had the opportunity to do it last year, decided against it because everybody was still kind of in that, I want to wear a mask and stay in the closet kind of thing. And I was like, well, we'll leave people alone. We'll plan for a big one. Mm-hmm. And then in the meantime, my wife decides to start a competition org locally. And I gifted her the name Audible Carnage toward that. And I was like, well, there goes my car show, but she's happy, you know. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, Keith Hollis, and we were thinking, if we do it, we got to have more than just demos and a base comp. There's got to be like, these wives don't want to come. They say they do. They don't.
Nope.
And the kids show up, and it's like the wives don't want to come, but when the kids are done, after like 2 hours of being there, then the wives are done. And then you could just see the stress. And then if the show drags out, it's even worse. That stinks, man. I mean, it's like they're not subhuman. That's your family, you know?
Right.
So what the heck are we going to do? Okay, we can get a moonwalk. Oh, whoa, what is that? You know, what about the 15-year-old? Well, damn. Okay. So let's come up with like different games. Like everybody talks about the Wolford toss and the, you know, this competition, that competition.
TV toss out this way.
What's that?
We throw TVs out this way.
You touch my TV, we're going to have a problem. We're poor out here. We'd be throwing TVs. Well, we throw garbage. Like we'll find a thing and toss it, you know?
Yeah.
But no, we're thinking about just something to kill some time and take the edge off of, you know, because you know how the lanes get sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
And so we decided to go ahead and go that route. Dang, dinner with a smile. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
We don't have
You lie about the smile.
Oh.
I got free dental. So yeah, I was like, yeah, we need to put on this like carnival style with all kinds of different games and stuff like that, kind of like the Olympic Games. And then we both kind of just looked at each other and it's like, bruh, AutoLympics.
Bruh.
Like that is gangster as hell. Like, okay, cool, we'll roll with that. And then I start telling everybody, hey, AutoLympics are like, cool. Oh, what happened to Audible Carnage? And I'm like, okay, so it's this complex. So I had to have to explain it all to everybody, and then everybody's so confused. It's like, trust me, it'll be big. So yeah, that's what it is. It's you know, we're gonna have moonwalks, and the raffle turned out to be just ridiculous. We got Chris Kyle, Mr. 15 Hertz. He's coming to do all the demo judging for the demo competition.
Okay, cool.
And then I talked to my wife, and she said, man, we really need another. It'd be nice to have another organization out here because last time she had pneumonia and she had to run like 106 or 107 entries alone in one day.
Wow.
And she was done. And I was like, yeah, no, I get that. And I started like weighing options, and I'm like, you know, I'll call Wayne and see what Wayne says. And he's like, call Jeffrey. I'm like, yeah. Okay, I'll call Jeffrey. So, and then here we are, you know. So we're hoping it's going to be a really big weekend.
And what are you bringing out there, Jeffrey?
What do you mean?
What formats are you doing out there?
Oh, everything. It's going to be a triple point event.
DB drag, IASCA,
DB drag.
USAC.
Oh, I'm sorry. DB drag, DB drag. You know, the usual classes: DB drag,
Okay.
base race,
Mhm.
top dog, cyclone, freestyle, triple point event, the big trophies. You know.
Right. That's cool. I mean, that's awesome that you invited. So DB Drag was your one of choice. Well, they used to have one there called it was like Paris Island or something like that, or
Padre Island, I think.
Padre
Yeah.
Island. Yeah, and I don't know whatever happened to that show, but that used
think
to
it
be a
was
really
South
big
Padre
one.
Island.
South Padre, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Spring Break Jam. It's put on by the Heat Wave people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always been a really big show. I went year after year after year. It's gotten the audio side's kind of gotten a little smaller. Not too bad, but they used to give out rings.
Okay.
And it's like, well, why would you drive all the way down there? They don't have like 400 entries at that, but dude, it's rings. I got to have everybody wanted a ring. Like, you had to hit that benchmark as a competitor. So, and it wasn't just Texas people. They were like,
Oh, yeah.
everybody was showing up. But that was a really strong show. That was one of my favorites. It was really neat. And the ocean's right there. And,
Okay.
our beachfront over here it's just one step above a crime scene, but it's still
kind of like New Jersey.
Yes, yes, but hot and disgusting, and mosquitoes that have like switchblades on them. It's just, but again, better than nothing, and it's we're used to it, And
Calvin's asking, is Jeff entering the wet T-shirt contest again?
Sadly, not this year. We're hoping to get you out here, Cal, and do that for us. Wait, on second thought, maybe not. Stay home.
Ishmael Bay, the real Julius Mac Johnson III, says, big trophies? He's all about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And not only the DB drag side, but Paul is giving out some trophies as well, some big ones. I've seen a picture of it. Maybe you could explain a little bit about that, Paul.
Yeah, back breaking. Y'all can keep that track. I'm not building them. So I over-ordered because I'm dumb and I don't listen to my wife when she tells me this is what you need to get. So I said, well, we'll just get a little extra, like we'll double it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I regret that. But we built them all. It took the entire weekend for both of us. Now, bear in mind, I probably put together 5,000 to 8,000 trophies in my lifetime, and she's probably put in a lot more. And it took us all day for 2 days. And they're pretty nice. We built all the Audible Carnage trophies, the first, seconds, and thirds for that. And then AutoLympics, we're doing a demo contest. Like I said, Chris Kyle's going to be the judge of it. And, we put in, the windiest demo, and then the guy that demos the most all day. I mean, there's some good, well thought out categories that we think ought to do pretty well. We're going to see if we can send Chris Kyle to the ER with some hearing damage.
Yeah, his is pretty windy. I'm not sure you're going to hurt his hearing much.
Yeah, I know a couple of 55 hertz, 60 hertz builds coming out there. They're probably going to cave his chest in a little bit.
Wow.
So,
all right. So do you have any sponsors for your event?
Okay, so that was a weird thing. I've never in my life had such a problem getting your what you would call a textbook sponsorship. Somebody says I'll be on the T-shirt, or put me on all the trophies, or I'll title sponsor the whole event. What's the package price? Yada yada yada.
Right.
And that's how I've always kind of gone to market. It seems like ever since COVID, that kind of changed. Which, okay, no problem. And then, the industry's in just this weird funk. Supply chain's messed up. So you got all these manufacturers out here like, guys, I'd love to. Like, who just says no? That's dumb.
Right.
And the biggest thing was I wanted the manufacturers there, because I knew damn good and well what I was going to hand them, and I was going to hand them enough people to have a panic attack. And it's like, man, it's running kind of dry. It's running kind of dry. I said, okay, we've changed the name. That's a minor setback. We went 2 years removed, so that's another minor setback. Right. Okay, patience is going to have to win. Let's put on a really good show. It's going to be super important that we get a lot of video and camera footage of the event, a bunch of aerial drone images and video, just to say, hey, no worries. Yes, y'all missed out on this year. Here's what we could have put you in front of. But now at least you get to see it. Call us next time, or we'll call you and see if maybe it's something, who knows where things are going to be with politics right now, freaking war, gas prices, pipelines, politicians are just running amok. This whole world is just upside down completely. And I get if manufacturers don't want to uproot half their staff and shoot them halfway across the country and and take a risk. Everything's a risk, and I get all that. But I tell you what I did somehow miraculously pull off, and I really didn't have anybody tell me kick rocks, and it's amazing. I said, well, we're going to have a raffle or something because I'm five figures deep into this easily.
Oh, yeah.
Donations. This raffle thing, I've done it here and there.
Right.
But, it's like, well, we can't come, but how about if I send you a pair of 15s and an amp?
Yep.
Like, wait, what? You're going to... Okay, go right ahead. You don't have amp kits, do you? So multiply that conversation times like 15 different companies, and it's like, oh my God, now I need a U-Haul just to get there. I need a full-blown, between awards, tables, tents, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. There's probably 260 foot worth of tent that I'm bringing. I need a whole big-ass U-Haul just for, I mean, we got basically 3 pallets worth of donations. Like, it's nuts, the stuff we're going to be raffling. Subs, amps. Cool. One of the raffle items is a 7,000 watt amplifier.
So how does somebody participate in those raffles?
So it's real simple. Gate fee's like $10 for anybody. If you're a living, breathing human being, it's $10 to get in. You go do whatever the hell you want to do. We're not trying to charge all this extra at the gate. You just pay your little $10, going in with your wristband, and have a day of your life. Right when you get in there, I mean, you'll see the T-shirts for sale, stickers for sale, little swag items. You'll see all the food trucks. We got to talk about the food trucks. Oh, my God. But the raffle booth is going to be right near that, and my loud ass is going to be on the PA, kind of like a P.T. Barnum style, Mm-hmm. And I'll have everything nicely displayed and how much the tickets are. So you just walk right up. You can buy your raffle ticket, stick it right in. We'll have a Saturday raffle. So that way, people that come on Saturday, if they say, oh, yeah, I'm in the raffle and I'm not pulling everything till Sunday, but they can't make it Sunday, then now what? How are they going to get their items? That's kind of a cheap thing to do. So I figure we'll have a Saturday raffle and then we'll have a Sunday raffle. I'm not going to tell you what day the good stuff's going to be raffled on.
Either Saturday or Sunday or both days.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those days, but the cool thing is if you're torn, it's like, I don't know, $20, 2 days, I got to drive twice. Okay, get a speed pass on day one and save $5. You can get in both days for 15 total. So,
okay.
There's one way, but I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people show up Saturday that have zero intention on coming on Sunday just because do we need 2 days?
Right.
And then they're gonna find foreign policy, and they're gonna eat that donut bacon cheeseburger with the fried egg and the caramelized onions and all that stuff on it. And if they make it through the night, they'll be back the next day for 2 more.
Oh, that's what it's all about with the food trucks, right?
There is not a city or anywhere in this country that has food trucks like Houston, Texas. They have food truck meets that are bigger than this show's going to be often.
Wow.
It's insane food trucks down here. So foreign policy's got like Mexican food, Cuban food, Korean barbecue style food, Greek food, and then the donut burger. The donut burger. Jeff, I got yours. You're going to eat a donut burger?
Oh, no.
I don't want to hear I'm vegan or you do all that crap. You're going to eat a donut burger, and Andy's coming, right?
He tried. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to make. This weekend. Unfortunately,
collapse because of a hamburger.
My wife will be there. She'll be able to take me to the ER if need be. So
okay, if mouth to mouth don't work, accept my apology in advance, and then we'll get you. But I'm telling you, this. Oh my God! I wait for like it's two food items. I wait the entire year for. That's the Greek festival, so I can go eat good food finally. And then another once a year, I somehow find foreign policy. It's either going to be at my shows. I stalked them throughout COVID. Like, hey, we're not doing a show, but where are y'all at on Thursday afternoon?
Right.
Just drive.
So that's the name of the food truck, Foreign Policy?
Yeah, Foreign Policy Food Truck.
I'll have to look
I've
that
got
up.
links for them on the Facebook page. And then there's also Gumbo Express is going to be out there. I asked Foreign Policy because they know all the good food trucks. And I said, hey, who do y'all work well with? Like, y'all aren't going to be like shooting spitballs at one another like FedEx and UPS, And they said, dude, Gumbo Express. I'm like, freaking Gumbo? Like, that doesn't seem like a typical,
Right.
I need like a taco truck or something.
Well, you're
like,
pretty far south, so.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking taco truck, and they're like, dude, you can get a taco truck any day of the flipping week around.
That's
Like,
right.
I open my closet and a
True.
taco truck falls out,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Gumbo. And then I looked at their page, and I'm like, dude, this looks good. So a buddy of mine, I sent him to go eat like $50-$60 worth of their food at some remote location. They were in West Houston. And he said, dude, it's good. It's good. It's like touching on foreign policy. I'm like, all right, we'll book them.
Wow.
And then they said, well, you needed maybe a dessert and drink truck. And that's when we found berry ices, which that's like snow cone frosted treat on a whole new level. That I can vouch for myself as well. Oh my God. Trust the fat guy. Just listen.
Dole Whip.
Yep.
Dole Whip's the bomb, in case you didn't know. So Mel Valdez says, okay, sounds awesome. So $15 per person for 2 days, plus our entry fee, that is, correct?
Entry fees for the orgs, right.
Yeah,
so
for the car audio competition.
Yeah. So on the inside, obviously the food trucks are selling food. G2 Dynamics, I'll have my G2 booth there. They'll be selling. I'll have Gary running that and a couple other people, and they'll be selling merch there. The only thing really you have to pay for is the gate fee. And like I said, it's $10. If you're trying to come both days, no problem. Get your fast pass. Tell them, hey, I want a 2-day pass, and we'll get you the appropriate color wristband. You pay your little $15. You go in, you do whatever the hell you want to. You can compete in an org. You pay for that org. You want to go to this org, pay for that org. So you got drag over here, Audible Carnage over here. If you want to grab you a couple of t-shirts and a sticker, get some ice cream, get a donut burger, buy a stretcher, and then go buy a pair of 15s. It's all right there. Have fun. Catch all the demos you want.
So this is a demo-friendly venue then also, right?
There is not a... Term Lab can't even accurately measure the SPL it would take to get shut down. Let's put it that way. If somebody would come out there and hit a 220 dB score, we would still be fine.
Is this the venue that's at the police department or at their training center or something?
It is literally, yes. That's where they train for SWAT. That's where that's their road course. It's right by Bush Intercontinental Airport. You cannot get too loud out there. They have a firing range on the property, SWAT training on the property. The area that we're going to be in, mostly, it's literally the size, it's an exact football field. It's all concrete, and it's a test track where they go drift all the police cars and all that type of stuff. You'll see like 600 or 700 road cones. This is what I spend 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. moving out of the way is road cones.
Oh, wow.
Just to be able to set up. And then we've got another field, which is like a figure 8 track, concrete track on a grass field. That's also it's also a football field. And then I'm looking at the map because I never really looked a little bit further south. There's a freaking other football field sized track. It's just a jogging track or a running track or whatever. I don't know. I don't do all that running stuff. There's food. I'm good with that. And then a couple other auxiliary parking lots we can use to park trailers and stuff like that. So trailer parking is just inside the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And the layout I seen you put out on AutoLympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they can
yeah.
go to
So if
your
you guys want to
Facebook
know the
page
layout
or website, or where do they go to look at that layout?
That layout's going to be on the AutoLympics Facebook page.
Okay. And what is that? Just AutoLympics?
Facebook.com. I think I made it. Facebook.com/AutoLympics.
Which, for everybody that doesn't know that, it's AudiOLYMPICS. And that's all one word. So that's what you do. Tiffany and Tristan. Tristan was up in from Barbados. He was in Miami or something. He was in Florida, and somebody recognized him from the T.W.I.C.A show, and they sent me a text saying, "Hey, it was awesome." And now he's headed back home. Him and Tiffany can't tune in tonight because Tristan is stuck in immigration because they lost his bags. It's like he was traveling with me or something.
With your luck.
Yeah, I know. So, but anyway, so hopefully they'll get to listening to this tomorrow or whatever. You know, you can pick this up anytime. You can watch it back on Facebook, YouTube, on iHeart, iTunes, any of the other podcast venues. You can always pick this up and listen to us. So, yeah, so that's AutoLympics. Sounds actually pretty cool. So they have, I'm guessing you have bounce houses, like carnival type games, right? Where like you
absolutely
throw the ball into the goldfish or something.
Kind of, sort of. We got something worked out. We've got a Wolfer toss competition.
I'm telling you, the TV's way better. I'm just saying.
You, I can't do it. I got tons of blown woofers laying everywhere. This gives me
There
a
you
chance to
go.
get crap out of the garage. But it'll be played on soft earth, not concrete, so we won't shatter motor on for
Okay.
it. But there's that, and then we've got this like cornhole style game.
Okay.
Don't hold. Just let me finish. Damn. So you take a projectile thing that I just can't see fit using a beanbag. We got to do something car audio related, but we're gonna try and get it through the hole, right? And there's a little prize at the end. I'd like to reserve that for the kiddos, but I know there's going to be some rude adult go in there and try to bully some 7-year-olds. But yeah, definitely Bounce House, which is probably the biggest one I could find. I'm sure there's bigger, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But yeah, Woofer Toss. I'm shooting for one more game. I'd like to keep a lot of stuff out there to have the kiddos busy. And another cool thing is, you know, you buy a kid a freaking one of these, you know, and you buy them the video games, and you buy them this expensive doll that cries and eats and pees and all, and then you turn around, the kid's playing in a freaking box, right? So sometimes kids will surprise you. They don't really need all this, but where they're going to be is an open field of just grass, where just kids can just run and chase, and that's all mine did when she was little. I want to go chase him. He wants to come chase me. Chase. Go chase. Go chase.
Peyton Johnson wants to know, is there wheelchair drag racing?
Poor old Peyto. Peyton just
Sounds
got
like
in
fun.
a life-changing car accident. That poor kid.
Oh,
That kid's got my heart right there. That's one of the Team G2 guys, Peyton.
Yeah, he
Broke
says
his
he's
leg,
hurting
broke his
bad,
back.
but he's living life.
I'd love to stick him on one of the handicap planes if there is such a thing, or maybe a handicap bus, or a handicap something. But he's all the way in freaking in Swainsboro, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yep, good old Peyto.
Where did it say? Mel Valdez says trophies look so freaking sweet, and the layout looks very professional.
nice.
That's from Mel Valdez. What was the other one? Somebody asked. Oh, here it is. Dalton Hollinsworth asked, "What size TVs y'all toss?" Typically, it's a 43-inch TV, so a 43-inch flat screen.
Well, I was gonna say flat screen, right?
That's right. It's not a CRT.
Not the CRTs, not the boob tubes.
So yeah. So what happens over here is, you know, I go on Craigslist and I'll buy a flat screen 43-inch TV. Usually get them for between $60 and $100, and you know, just through the travels and you know, we're outside. They get rained on, and sometimes they just go bad. And at $60, dude, it's nothing. So if TV breaks, we throw it. Pretty simple.
We'll consider TVs, but I got about 50, 60 busted woofers in my garage. There's no such thing as recones for half of them.
You're talking to the wrong people. Dan Horner will hook you up.
Strokers.
Dan Horner will hook you up.
Yeah, I'll wait on that. I'm not messing with a recone that takes 38 bolts. I'm good.
Oh,
Change on that one.
So do you have a Stroker 18 is the question.
I might have a couple, yeah.
Don't throw those. I guarantee those can get sold hella quick.
You got to see the size of my home theater sub.
Samuel David Eldridge says, I have some busted woofers to throw in as well.
Okay.
So did he bust all his woofers at the last show?
I mean,
Did he?
I can't comment on that. I promised Jeff that I would not brand bash. I'm a man of my word.
So speaking of competition for the car audio, your wife has the other car audio organization at the event. Tell us a little bit about that organization. So, I mean, like you kind of already said how it developed, but what are the classes and what kind of people can compete in them?
So it's the rules are simple, kind of like how mortgage paperwork used to look. We're hoping to not have a 40-pound rule book anytime soon. So she's been judging for going on 2 decades now, damn near.
Doing USAC or?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she stepped away for a minute to kind of regroup and figure out, like, you know, what I want to do. And she's like, man, it's been a year. It's been over a year. I really miss these competitors. I'm like, well, what you want to do? She said, let's do it. I said, okay, I'm with you. So she started Audible Carnage. She started the org. You know, I gifted her a couple of term labs last Christmas. Yeah, it was last Christmas, and I was like, here you go. Here's some equipment. Just go term lab it up. You know, and it's like, all right, cool. Classes, rule book, promoter handbook. I'm like, yeah, all that. Sure. I don't know, but yeah, we've got 19 classes. We do have a division for music. We do have a division for tone burst. Similar to a lot of other stuff out there. I mean, you know, you can kind of put your little twist on things here and there.
Well, where do you measure at?
Anywhere forward of the B pillar. So clearly, you know, kick.
Like USAC, so with the globe again?
Right. Sort of like an outlaw kind of, you know.
Okay.
We don't put too many restrictions on it. You know, if a guy says, hey, I want to do sealed on the glass, well, just understand he may not. So, oh, I get it. Okay, that's fine, you know. But, yeah, it's your small, medium, large kind of class situation. You know, trunk, stock style, under the window line, no wall type stuff, but walled off vehicles. The only thing where we kind of pride ourselves in, I kind of want to, I don't know if I'm going to see a 190 before I die or a 200. You know, I'd kind of like to be part of the organization that pioneered that score, no matter how silly it is. Just to, you know, so there's a few restrictions you'll normally see in like extreme style classes. You know, that we kind of disregard. Like we're not going to be running pipes and hoses and trying to freak the meter, nothing like that. But just kind of loosen it up a little bit. You know, it's. You'll see the extreme guys like, oh, my dash, they said, was 1/4 of a millimeter. Oh, come on, get out. Just run your car, man. Good God. So there's that. And then, obviously, they're making cars weaker, not stronger, as far as the sheet metal goes. But have you seen a ZV6? Like, come on. Or, what are you going to... You got to put a wood roof. Oh, no, you can't have a wood roof. Well, I blew my brand new windshield, and this car's good for one burp. The whole car is good for one burp. So...
Yep.
We're like, we've got to be a little more lenient. Stuff's getting louder. Cars are getting crappier. You know, pretty soon you can't find a 77 Suburban no more. You know what I mean? Like, you're riding tin cans. You know, stuff's going to explode. We got a wood roof. We got to reinforce this and that. So give a little slack, you know, and that's kind of what Carnage is all about. That's the MO for right now. You know, if things change, I don't know. That's up to the wife. I just kind of go along for the ride on that one and set up and tear down tents and pass out trophies.
Okay. Just one word of caution, which, like you said, your wife's been part of it for a long time, so I'm pretty sure you understand it. But the bigger you get with the more people competing, the more you're gonna need those type of rules and have to hard line them more and more. And that's what DB Drag's thing is right. If that's a rule, we have to stick to it. Doesn't matter who it is, because we're looking at 700 events across the whole year. So when you got 700 events worldwide in 1 year, consistency is key, and I think DB Drag does a really good job of that. And as big organizations get, it's tougher and tougher to get. Like USAC is a huge organization.
Sure. I've been there.
It's hard.
I've verified for years and all that kind of stuff, and sit on R&E committee or whatever the heck it was called, and the things people complain about, and then the things people bring to your attention.
Yep.
There's some things that are just silliness, and there's some things that just make a whole lot of sense, and it's like, well, we gotta incorporate this. And I think historically for me, it's always been, and this was a mantra that was taught to me by another, by somebody much older and wiser in the business. Was you gotta leave some gray for people to be creative, but you can't leave loopholes to where they can circumvent the ethical aspect of it. It's kind of it's a very narrow line you kind of have to walk, and it pays to be innovative, but you would be surprised that innovation most oftentimes I've seen comes from the competitors themselves. It's like, that is a great idea, that would fit great in the class over here. We just got to watch out for So that's the most, and that's the part honestly I hate the most about competition organizations and the way they have to function, is I hate having to write rules and rewrite. I can't stand it. It's a necessary evil from time to time. Yep. Sure, but
When I came on as a judge to DB drag racing, our rule book was 6 pages long. 6. And we
I
are,
don't feel so bad. I think ours is like 28.
yeah, and I believe now ours is 26 pages long.
Ours is
So-
bigger than drag.
It is.
Oh,
Hey, Lindsay. Hey, come on, man. Oh my God. Are
I
you
think
for
we're
real?
at 36 pages, Doug.
Well,
36.
that includes advertisement.
Oh, it must be the ads, right?
Yes.
Ads? People
yeah.
pay y'all?
Yes, sir.
Lindsay!
You're doing
That
it
is
wrong.
ridiculous. What?
So, but yeah, I believe our rule book is 26 pages, and then the rest are ads. Because, and the only reason we know that is because when we do a rules committee discussion, it's no, and I tell you politically, I believe this should be the same thing for our government too. Is okay, you want to add a rule? What are we getting rid of?
Thank you.
It's you.
Thank you.
You don't just add something.
Right.
We have a limited amount of space that we have available, and that's how I know about the 26 pages. We have a limited
it's
space.
like-
So,
I liken it to stocking the shelves at a grocery store. Put all the new milk. Okay, well, what about the old? Get that. Let's keep the same space. We don't need new racks. We don't need new. Oh my God, I can't stand that.
So
Yeah.
that's something that we mull over every year. That's why we keep our classes what we keep them. We have 13 DB drag classes, I believe, and it's hey, this is a great class. Okay, that's awesome. What are we getting rid of? And people are like, well, you can't get rid of that. And that's when we start looking at participation and stuff like that.
Right.
That's how we ended up getting rid of the 500-watt class.
And see, that was another thing. It's like, we were pondering, what if it doesn't get any participation? Well, okay, there's 2 reasons it's not going to get participation. The class is crap, or you don't promote, or you don't promote properly. It's one of the two. Like, none of this stuff ever existed. You weren't gonna, all this stuff had to be promoted. Like in 1953, who would have thought we're doing what we're doing?
Oh yeah.
Somebody had to create it and convince another person it was cool.
Yep.
And then it has to. So somebody's got to take it and spread it. But if you're like literally, you've got all the right staff and all the right, you're targeting all the right people, end users, competitors, hobbyists, whatever, and you've got a good product, meaning the class itself or whatever the character vision, and it's just not taken. Well, it's just not going to take. It's fine. You can let some stuff go. You don't have to. Gotta roll with it. Gotta change every now and then.
Yeah. You can't cater to the minutia.
Yep.
So.
Well, what happens is you wind up selling trophies.
Exactly. And that's very true.
Yeah.
Coming from somebody that's got a really nice back injury from building them, I don't want to sell trophies. I don't need the money that bad.
So Mason Vincent says, so what does pricing look like for DB Drag and Audible Carnage?
Jeff, why don't you go ahead, I guess? Or
Oh, sure. I was actually replying to his comment with a link to the DB Drag calendar, which it's not allowing me to for some reason. But basically, so we're going to offer all the classes: DB Drag Racing, Base Race, Top Dog, Cyclone, and Freestyle. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to pay $40 for the first class or format, and then it's $20 each additional.
And is that for both formats, for both AC Audio Carnage and DB Drag?
No, we're going to be 2 separate.
Okay.
Because
and DB Drag's also a 3X event.
Yes.
Okay. And what would be pricing for Audio Carnage then?
So we're not a 3X event. We're just an event, right? Because it's so small. But obviously, we're pretty tough around here. So it's normally 20 and 10, for a run and a rerun. This time, since we accidentally splurged a little on trophies, plus it is kind of the biggest show of the year around here.
Okay.
We're going to put it up to 30, but we're going to keep reruns at $10. So jump in as many classes as you want to, just not different classes within the same division. You just got to pick one. We can't be doing that. So yeah, 30 a class, and then $10 rerun, unlimited reruns, up until Lindsay says stop.
I'm done. Yes. Right
No, you're
here,
not going to run 9 times.
right here, Mel Valadez. He asked for the AC org, where can I find class breakdowns?
audiblecarnage.com.
Okay, at the same website we talked about earlier. And Dalton obviously jumps right in. The website has it all.
Yep.
Perfect.
Calvin
Show
here.
schedule, rules, breakdown, all that kind of stuff's on there.
Calvin here jumping in for the troll real quick.
Oh, no.
It's like eating booty. Somebody's got to try it first and pass the word around.
Kirby. Where's Kirby?
So, Mason once again asked, DB Drag and Carnage are both 2 runs per class. That is only in certain instances in the DB Drag because Cyclone is a single run. And base
and
race,
we are going to be offering reruns for the one and done formats, which is Cyclone as well as freestyle. So if say you run early in the day and then somebody just beats you by a 10th, well, we're giving the opportunity to do reruns for those formats only.
Okay.
And it'll be $20 to rerun.
All right, there you go. So that's the information on all that. Hopefully you guys got the information. Jeffrey put a link for the DB Drag in the comments, so you guys can check that out also. So yeah, we're still got quite a little bit of time left. Sounds actually pretty cool. It sounds somewhat like U.S.A.C with a lot looser rules. Just so the reason I even equate it to U.S.A.C is because of the globe thing. Just like our freestyle. Yeah, meter placement. So that, like I said, that's the only reason I even equate it to that. I'm not saying it's the same thing. Just for me, in my head, meter placement is the thing, Let's see. Calvin says, much love, y'all. As always, see you on the 3rd, Jeff. P.S. G2 has some great customer service, y'all.
Oh, cool.
Holla at your boy.
He's trying to get something free. Why doesn't Cyclone have a rerun option? That's asking from Dave Bradshaw.
I just
do you remember that? No. In our format.
Oh, I see.
Were you part of that conversation when we did that, Jeffrey? That was a while ago.
Sure.
So what it was when we had the multiple location World Finals, it becomes time consuming, and especially when we used to have the RTA portion, it makes it very difficult. The RTA is boring as hell to people that don't understand what they're looking at, right?
Right.
Guys like Team Mini, Stefan, dude, the RTA is exciting as hell to him. Some of the other guys that understand what is actually being recreated when you can see a full spectrum and you get 100 score. That's a phenomenal feat. It's awesome. Not everybody can do that. So with that, it's our shows are moving and supposed to be exciting and whatnot. If I had to stop every time somebody wanted to do a rerun of Cyclone and redo the RTA, oh good Lord, my show would suck bad.
Fortunately, this is a 2-day event, and we would have ample enough time for this to work out. So
yes, but on the same note, I do offer sometimes the second run for people. Usually when they're usually when they are new guys, that's when I usually do it. Kyle Hart says, Paul, can I be part of Team G2? LOL.
Oh, Lord, he's 50% of the team. What are you talking about?
Oh, so he can be part of it.
Oh my God. You get to meet, dude, Kyle. If y'all have ever met Kyle, this is the quietest, sweetest guy you'll ever want to meet until he sneaks up behind you. This is one of the largest human beings, like scary big, not like Santa Claus fat. I'm talking about this guy is like bowed up monster of a man, but coolest dude you'll ever want to meet. I'm pretty sure he'll be.
Yeah, Julius Mac Johnson. Team Mini is the greatest.
Yeah.
He is. He's a good guy. He really promotes the sport, does a lot of things to kind of help out stuff. So, like I said, always keep on Team Mini. We're trying, as a matter of fact, we're trying to get another Canuck up in here for next week. I'm trying to get Don Hebig. He wants to come in and talk about lithium batteries and alternators and talk about power supply for your amplifiers. So, if he does come on next week, get your thinking caps on because he tends to talk over people. I'll do my best to kind of dumb it down to like normal people talk. So, but yeah, we're looking to try and get him on here next week. Which I mean,
Cool.
Don's really cool. I've had him on here before, and yeah, he was talking above our crowd. But it was good information. You can always go back and listen to it and read it and whatnot. He was a big part of developing the Cyclone format, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So yeah, he was really good. Can't wait to see the Jeep's gonna do, says Ronald Subjack. Not sure whose Jeep that is.
That's another Team G2 guy. They're probably swarming the thing right now.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's got a
They're
little
very
G2.
militant. They're very
militant folk.
Nice.
Good people, though.
That's hey, good people is what you need to surround yourself with at all times. That's
Is
all
that
I-
like an
How about
inside
that?
joke? Is the Jeeps? Is that like an inside joke? I know. I think I seen it on your video last time. Somebody talk about Jeeps. Are they talking about specifically the car, the Jeep?
Mm-mm. Just
No?
a lot of people have Jeeps. Actually, a few of us have Jeeps.
Really
Yeah.
not popular over here. We had one. He got a world championship, and then he stopped competing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got what I wanted," and just stopped. You know what? We're running up to our hour now. This should work out really good. That way, I can get to the bowling alley in a timely fashion today.
What?
Boy.
Yeah. So, anyway, Jeffrey, Paul, any last things going on?
Donut burger.
They had one. Oh, so I went to the Grape Festival here because I live in California, so we have wine and grape all over, right? I went to the Grape Festival here, and they absolutely had a donut burger there, but
What?
I couldn't go try it. See this fatness right here? I lost like 65 pounds, and I'm not looking to gain it back. Smelling that donut burger as I walk by, I'm sure I gained 3 pounds.
You get it, you cut it in half, and you share it with a friend.
And that's what I planned on doing. But so my wife is up to 72 pounds since March. So, and that's no surgery. That's just watching what she eats. Amazing, when you focus on it, what anybody can accomplish. So anyway, she's doing great with it. Anyway,
Who laughs?
no, Mario says California time is the only time that matters. Remember that. So somebody must have put something in there to kind of push that on him. Anyway, so my wife's really watching what she's eating, so I don't have the opportunity to share that with her. Maybe I'll take my son the next time there's one, and we'll split one. That's really all I did to lose all my weight was whenever I went and got something to eat, I either ate one serving, or if I bought it at a restaurant, I cut it in half directly, took half home, ate the other half the next day, and ate that half there. And that was it. And that's all I did, and I lost 66 pounds at one point.
Yep.
So
You know what worked really well for me? I had found myself in a point in time to where I just didn't drink any water, and apparently I was dried up like a raisin.
yes, that
I was in
works
a constant
too.
state of
Oh,
dehydration. They're
Yeah,
like, bro, you can't
that'll do
process
it.
food. You
Yep.
can't live. Nothing works without water. You got to drink water. And I was like, all right, I got to drink more water. And they're like, yeah, like a bunch of bottles of water a day just to get back on track. I'm like, there's a water track. Okay, cool. Drink a bottle of water. Eat whatever. Who cares for right now? Step one, get hydrated. Step
Yep.
two, try to control your portions. Drink an entire bottle of water first, and then see how much you can eat. Go ahead and be a pig then. It's like 5 bites and you're done. You're like, actually feel really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to save the rest of the donut burger because that'll be meal 2, 3, and 4 probably.
Wow.
But I'm just not going to slam it all right now and just be a gluttonous idiot,
All right.
But that
So
was good
the
food.
donuts are the buns, right? I think I
Yes.
heard you try to
Yes,
explain that.
glazed.
They take a glazed donut,
Glazed.
slice it in half.
Glazed.
Oh my
Put it-
Do you
goodness.
know what a glazed donut cut in
Yeah.
half with a gooey fried egg pouring out of? God, Jesus.
Oh, there's eggs in there too.
Bro, yes,
Dude,
bacon.
I'm missing out. I'm
How do
missing
you,
out.
how do
onion,
you
just-
not have a
Ugh.
burger with an egg in it and bacon?
It is
I'm just
ridiculous.
saying.
I
Just
thought I
saying.
saw some crazy foods at the State Fair of Texas a couple weeks ago, but
Yeah,
wow,
deep
I don't
fried
think I
Twinkies
saw.
and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a donut burger there.
Really?
So I'm really interested. So
It seems
No,
to be
maybe I
coming
did.
up. That and Dole Whip seem to be coming up quite a bit now.
Dole Whip, huh?
Yep. All right, so we got his show coming up not this Saturday, Sunday following.
No, this
No, it's
weekend.
this weekend.
This weekend,
This
This
Saturday
weekend.
and Sunday. And
Yep.
that's going to be where at again?
North Houston at the Houston Police Department Training Facility, Training Academy, 17,000 Aldine Westfield Road. Saturday, Sunday,
So
10 a.m.
So if we were in California, the question would be, so is the herb legal to burn there?
Absolutely not. This is one thing I cannot stress enough, and people seem to have a major problem with it, right?
Okay.
This is the venue of all venues for car audio. We will never, we'll blow apart every term lab in the business before we upset somebody with the noise. All they ask is, whatever our vices are, if we could just keep it together for a friggin' day. Just keep it together for one day, show up, and then go home Sunday and get blowed out of your head. Who cares? Just no alcohol on the property, no controlled substances on the property. They're not hearing the word prescription. They're not even hearing the phrase open carry. They don't want to hear it.
Mm.
I'm an open carry guy.
Okay.
I don't think they know about that in California. So
Oh, no.
But it's one of those, like, guys, several people have told me, like, you can't open carry. It's the law. Like, dude, you're at the police. You
Yeah.
can't get any more at the police than you're there. Like, and you're in their friggin' backyard. Literally. They're looking at you. So I think we're fine, you know.
And
Slot
I
screens
will
and stuff.
also tell you, from the sounds of it, Paul would rather throw you under the bus, drag you there himself, hold you down, and let it run you over than let you screw up his venue and
Yeah.
the relationship he has with the people that have the venue.
Yep, they're
So,
good people. They're
yeah.
good people, and it's funny when you talk to them on the phone. They're like, "Dude, what was that one car that came out? Remember the one car that had all the wood grain stuff in the box and all the lights?" This is the cops telling me this stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you know about that? Oh, half of our guys were plain clothes. They were just walking around the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all actually like this? Or like, dude, it's so much better than the drift car guys. It's not even funny. Y'all clean up your messes. You don't write us up.
Yeah.
Like these are normal. These are cops. They're people. You know. So they dig on it. They like the donut burger.
All right, Jeffrey, I think now is a great time to ask the question.
oh, I think you are
Oh,
you
is it me?
frozen.
I
Somebody was
might
frozen.
be. He looks
Oh.
frozen, and you look frozen, so it must be me.
Oh no!
Anyway,
We're
can you hear
so
me?
So-
close. I can hear you guys.
Okay, so why don't you just ask the question, and let's go with the audio portion of it.
All right, Paul. This is a question that we ask all of our guests. Basically, we want to know what is your definition of a bass head?
Boy. Hush. What is my definition of a bass head? Somebody that likes bass. I mean, I don't stuff like that. I don't like to tie it down too close to anything specific. I mean, honestly, somebody that just likes bass, like to feel it, to sit in the car, and to just like when you have that one track that's like it's your track and it's got a 30 hertz line that just when it hits it just goes right through you, and it just whatever you were worrying about at work, whatever you were worrying about at the house, man, that one track hits, that bass line drops, and it just boop, and you get to escape for just a second. And not only that, the fact that you yearn to be around others that feel the same way, that share the exact same thing. Maybe little nuances and differences and stuff like that. But somebody that really, really can dig a good hard bass line. I mean, I've been doing this stuff since I was 14. I'm 42 years old. and it's always been a constant in my life. And every time something bad happens in life, you know what? I'm gonna throw a pair of 15s in here. I'm done. Let me do my thing. That's what it always has been to me. I never even knew the term basehead existed until like 2010.
Mhm.
You know, but that was me the entire time. Just it's
Yep.
not that serious. Just
We call it base head therapy.
yes, yes,
Yes.
it's the best. It's the best, especially when it's tuned right because you can listen for hours. It doesn't bother me. You know?
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't
But
fatigue you.
there is nothing better than just driving, and it's like, man, I'm off of work. I'm going home to paradise. I'm halfway there, and here comes that one drop that and just a boom, there goes the rear view. It's like, yep, and you're just in the car, just in the car. It doesn't matter if there's traffic. It all goes out the window at that point.
Yep. All right, Jeffrey,
agree.
what do you got coming up, sir?
So we talked about the show going on this weekend. And in December, we talked a little bit about the Toys for Tots event. So again, don't forget, check out dbdragracing.com on the calendar for the events. Again, Saturday, December 3rd, Toys for Tots in Redlands, California. And then Saturday, the week after, it's going to be Saturday, December 10th in Grapevine, Texas at Crossfire Car Audio, another Toys for Tots event.
Yep. And then for me, I got the Mellows Auto event coming up Sunday, December 11th. I was trying to plan something for December 4th, but my wife said since it's our 30th anniversary, that's a hell no. So
might as well.
So I guess we're going to go up the coast to some lighthouse place and go spend the weekend there together.
Sounds romantic.
That's what she tells me. And apparently it is. So I don't have a choice in the matter, but that's okay. I've been with her for almost 33 years, and
awesome.
She's a good end. She helps me out, and I help her out, and we're a great team, and we've been together a long time. So that will be December 4th. So I don't have any shows coming up. Next weekend's Thanksgiving. As I was saying with my wife, we have the shared responsibilities. So she has a venue that she's doing on this weekend, so I can't do a show. Then the following weekend is my anniversary, so the next available time I have is December 11th, and so that's when we'll be doing the Mellows Auto, which I think it's like 14 or 13 years in a row now.
That's cool.
That's way cool. We support the Shriners and the Women's Battered Shelter with all the money and the toys we get. So, I mean, it goes to an awesome cause. If you guys are anywhere around, I mean, the raffle takes us 2 hours to go over the raffle. It's literally that big. So they open up their roll up door, right? So it's a 10-foot wide roll up bay door, and it's literally wall to wall, 2 to 3 rows deep with stuff that they're raffling off. Tools, toys, fishing gear, subwoofer stuff, car cleaning stuff. I mean, it's stuff that you never even thought you needed. you can win in the raffle there. So, but anyway, hey, I'd like to thank you guys for being here today. Paul Galanos, thank you, sir. You did a great job. Hopefully your show is as successful as it's been and continues to grow. We always like to see the growth in the industry. If you guys want to go check out his stuff, go to AutoLympics.com and check out his stuff. Check out the format, check out the classes and all that. We want to once again thank our sponsors, Puns Customs, Lots of Watts, Stolman Transport LLC, and Crossfire Car Audio for supporting our show. So remember, if you guys get the opportunity, support those that support the things you like and do. So support the people that support us. Hey, Chris Kyle just popped in. We were talking about you all day.
Oh my goodness.
And now you pop in.
We're talking mad trash.
Oh, dude, you should. Oh, man, you better listen to this back because we were talking hella smack on you, Chris. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We will catch you again next week on Monday night at 5:30 p.m. California time, the only time that does matter, as we always say. But, hey, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week from This Week in Car Audio. We out. Peace.
whoa, whoa.